school and played for the same team his entire career. I mean, that just doesn't happen anymore. The condition looks alright. I mean,
not what they wear when they're playing.
Yeah, this is a practice jersey, which is cool. I mean, it's got the finals patch on it. It's got player ID 24 right here. It came from 2010, his last year in the finals. He won the MVP this year. If you're gonna buy a practice jersey, this is probably the coolest one to own. You gotta know these kind of things, Rick.
Okay, I know things. I just don't know a lot about the game of basketball. Not a real big basketball fan. So where did you get it?
From a friend. He needed the money. It was at the right time. It was right after the finals, and it looked like a good buy. I do have a letter of authenticity. They got it right after the 2010 season.
Okay. How much do you want for it?
I'm looking to get $25,000.
$25,000.
Yes.
I don't know if it's that cool.
Do you mind if I call someone up and have them take a look at it? Because for all I know, you printed out this little C of A here and got busy with the Sharpie. So,
Magandang gabi din po, Sir Aldrin Belando.
I'll get them down here. You'll know more than I do. And
Anyone knows more than you do about this.
apparently Chum knows a lot more than me. What do we got here?
Kobe practice jersey from the 2010 finals.
That's hot. That is hot. Okay, I mean, my big concerns are, is it real and what's it worth? Can I take a look at it?
If you look real close right here, I think you can see where Kobe bites his jersey.
Is there 2 marks there? No.
No,
I'll tell you what, these are pretty tough to come by. There's a 2010 finals jersey, and the reason I know that is because you can't just go buy these patches, so that kind of helps with the authenticity. But there's also one thing that I'm hoping is inside here is a tag, a very important tag, which is going to date when it actually was issued. 7/2009. So it was issued obviously before the finals.
So you think it's real?
Does it come with a letter of authenticity? Now, DC Sports Collectibles is the leading authenticator in NBA material, specifically Lakers. So it's good that this piece of paper is with it. You know, you are looking at a genuine 2010 game-worn warm-up.
So, I mean, it obviously goes less than a normal game jersey.
Yeah, 2010 Finals game used jerseys hit about $25,000 to $35,000 range.
Okay, so what's this thing worth?
Well, it's definitely going to be around half of what a game-used jersey is priced at. So you're looking at about $15,000 retail.
Okay.
What? No. I mean, it's the last jersey. I mean, last time they won the finals.
Yeah, I understand that, but we've sold a lot of game-used stuff, and that's what the market bears. So,
I beg to differ, but I mean, I know he's the expert.
Thanks, man.
you got it. Take care. Good luck. Thanks. There are many collectors in the industry that seek out this kind of stuff. It's hot. There'll always be a buyer for his memorabilia.
Not exactly the slam dunk you were looking for.
No, that was surprising. I really thought I was going to be able to get a 25 out of it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a practice jersey.
So what's the best you'll take for it?
17.
No. Not if I can retail it 50.
This is Kobe, though. Come on. 10? 10 is my lowest. This is
I
the
was
lowest I can go.
I'll go $7,500.
No.
Magandang gabi din po, Sir Nicola Ureta at kay Sir Rome Mondido.
Have a nice day, man.
Alright, thank you guys. It's disappointing that I wasn't able to make a deal. I was looking forward to spending some money and spending some time with my son. But I'm a big Lakers fan, so I'm proud to put it back up on the wall.
Hey, what do we got there?
Got some pretty cool sports autographs here for you.
Okay. Whoa. Apparently there's a lot.
Yeah.
What all do we have here?
NBA Hall of Fame autographs.
All right.
There's a total of 507.
Okay, that's in all the boxes, everything.
Right.
It's like every autograph from every sport or something?
It's the remnants of the card industry in the 90s. I'm looking to sell my 1995 action-packed autographed basketball cards. I got the cards out of a storage unit here in Las Vegas. Didn't know what I came into.
At kay Sir Allen Carl Ramos. Magandang gabi din po.
I'm looking to get 120,000.
This is
skin. Gray po, maganda sa dark skin. Sir Nico.
And they're 1995.
Nico Loretta.
Action Pack actually went out of business in 95.
And that's when the sports card bubble just, I mean, it didn't blow up. It was like a nuclear bomb. In the 1980s, baseball cards started becoming really, really collectible. Next thing you know, different sports card companies are opening up everywhere, and it's no longer just baseball, it's football, it's basketball, it's hockey, it's every sport you can imagine. Everyone thought they were going to get rich, they were going to retire off baseball cards.
Right.
But when you start getting these crazes where everyone's buying them because they're going to fortune, they're going to resell them, that's not collecting, that's speculating. So where did you get these things?
Well, I found them in a storage locker here in Las Vegas.
So you got Bill Wadley, played for Portland, Senator Bill Bradley, he played for the New York Knicks, Bob Cousy, played for the Celtics, and Bill Russell.
When I went to the storage unit, there was about 70 or so of all four of these.
So all 570 cards are autographed.
Every single one.
So you know much about the autographs? Did someone purchase these cards to have them signed? Or did they come from Action Pack already signed?
These were cards that were redemption, so when you'd open the pack,
Magandang gabi po, Sir Kurt Katubag, Arriba.
you're gonna get a Bill Bradley autograph.
Kay Sir John De Los Reyes, magandang gabi din po.
From Action Pack directly. Well, Action Pack went out of business, and a lot of these cards didn't get out, including all four of these. They don't even know these cards exist.
Are these graded?
They're just authenticated.
So we have an anomaly.
Yes.
So how much you want for these?
In total, all 507 cards, I'm looking to get 120,000 for home.
Sounds like a lot. But let me get some help. Call my friend. This is one of the main things he deals in. Take a look at it. You can help me with the price. Maybe we can do business.
Okay, let's do it.
Right. I'll be right back.
Okay.
If they made pawn shop cards about this shop, it'd definitely be the most valuable.
Looks like a lot of gold.
This gentleman right here has all these basketball cards that are signed by the players. They're from Action Pack, but it seems like the company went out of business before they were able to release these cards.
Okay, yeah, I know about Action Pack. They started in 1988. They had small sets. The gold really popped, and a lot of people gravitated towards that project because of how shiny and cool they were.
Here's the weird thing. There's nothing graded. He's got the autographs authenticated. What the hell is this stuff worth?
Can I take a look at it?
Mr. Wells.
Great. Bill Russell, Hall of Famer from the Boston Celtics. Some people say that Bill Russell is the greatest NBA player of all time. But Russell was a really, really tough autograph. When he played and the kid would ask him for his autograph, he just would not give it. So how many Bill Russell cards do you have?
About 70 or so.
Okay. So these are probably the only ones that exist signed by Russell. Bob Cousy, another big Boston Celtics Hall of Famer. Signatures are really nice on this one. And you got here Senator Bill Bradley, who almost became President of the United States.
Yeah.
Then we have Bill Walton. He had like a 48-foot sneaker. This guy was huge.
Size po ng needle ngayon, 15 cm, Sir Chokoy Rosas.
That's a lot of
Gandang gabi din po, Sir Jim Paul Valentino, Malana.
They said it's all open.
Yes.
They're really nice cards.
So, how much do you think these things would retail for? How long do you think it's going to take to sell?
If you're carrying this amount of volume to get your money, because you have to control the market, well, I think it would take you, at least years. There's definite value here. The Russell card, I could say the first couple could go for $5,000. But we all know, as far as supply and demand, things come down as things pop out.
Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You got it.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Okay, so, I don't know exactly what you want to do. I'll give you 25 grand for all of it.
It's pretty low.
No, it's not. It's hundreds of hours. It's not only what I pay you, it's everything else involved with it.
You do 35.
No, I'll go just 25 grand. I am buying myself a job here.
I feel it's a headache, it's a project. I don't really want to be tied into them for as long, and you're willing to do the work, so you know what, I'll do that 25. We got a deal.
All right, sweet. We got a deal. I'll meet you right over there. We'll just pay for it. I'll get you paid.
Thank you so much.
I'm in the basketball card business now.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Good to see you, dude. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Hey, listen, I knew that you worked down here. Obviously, I've seen you at the gym and stuff, but I worked as a trainer there, as you know. I had a client that I was working with, and he couldn't afford to pay me for the actual training sessions. He asked me if I wanted to take this as compensation. And I saw that it had some names that I recognized, as Phil Jackson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and I thought, wow, I thought it was kind of cool. A little small for me to be carrying around, but
I don't know, man. It shows out your muscles.
I don't know. I came punched up today because I have a signed Lakers backpack. I really would like at least 500. My son is graduating high school, and I kind of want to put some money towards his new car.
All right, let me check it out. See what you got here. Phil Jackson, Gary Payton, the glove. I mean,
It's only back in 2004, so I mean, I think some of these guys are either in the Hall of Fame or heading to the Hall of Fame for sure.
oh, we all know Kobe Bryant's going, we all know Phil Jackson's going. But Shaq, when he came to the Lakers, that was the biggest contract in the NBA at the time. The Lakers absolutely dominated the NBA in the early 2000s. With the help of Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and people like Phil Jackson, they were unstoppable. It looks like everything was signed with the same pen. This might have been signed right in the locker room.
Right.
You got this certificate of authenticity for the Lakers Youth Foundation. They probably signed this up and put it in a charity auction and raised a good $1,600 for that, you know? So, do you know how much you're looking to get?
I was looking for around $1,000 if I could. Figured they paid $1,600. I thought $1,000 would be fair.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I want a buddy of mine to come down and check it out. And you know, I want to see how much this is worth, because I don't know if it's worth $1,600. It could be less, it could be worth more. I don't want to rip you off. You know, I got to see you every day at the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, hang on here for a minute. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot. When Chum said that he was interested in bringing in an expert, that kind of was, oh boy, you know, but let's be realistic. We got to see if it's real.
Shoutout po kay Sir Cedi Karunungan. Magandang gabi po.
Basketball now.
What are your concerns? About you to tell me these autographs are authentic and how much they're worth.
Okay, I mean, Shaq and Kobe are two of the most forged guys on planet Earth. First thing I'm going to do is take a look with the Pro Scope. The thing I want to do is magnifier here, and I'm going to take a look at the signatures, and I want to make sure everything's live, not printed on here, which is important, because this could be a mass-produced piece as well. So this is the silver paint pen that was used. That's some pretty thick ink on there. See how it bleeds apart? We have live signatures on here, so that's a good thing. Next thing I want to do is take a look with my exemplars I have on file here. And the first guy I want to look at is Kobe Bryant. The first thing I always look at with Kobe, the flourish on the cane. What I'm going to do is take a look at Shaq. Same thing with Shaq. You know, again, with these sports guys, they're all really sloppy. They're all signing so fast all the time. They want to pound through it and get it done with. When I look at Shaq, I'm looking for him to put his number. That's kind of like a big key to it all. Carmelo, I look for him to be a mailman. Look for him to include the number. The last one I want to take a look at, Phil Jackson. I mean, to me, kind of the key to the whole thing, because when I look at all these signatures as a whole, Phil Jackson's the guy that doesn't really make himself available. All he cares about is coaching. So it's kind of an added plus that he's actually on there.
Okay.
So you can see the signatures match up with the examples pretty well. Drop that inside signatures, please. Awesome. That's what I want to hear.
All right, well, put some value on it for me.
With the kind of the players on it, who's on it, and the head coach, you're talking about $500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a $1,600.
See, that's another thing you have to look at. Stuff like that ends up going for more in charity auctions and stuff like that. This piece only has certain value because this, to be honest with you, it's not on a basketball. It's on a backpack. Not on a basketball, $1,500. Yeah, no doubt about it.
All right, well,
Thanks, man. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
good luck. Thank you.
Good day.
You too. The people who collect autographs, especially team-themed items, they're not looking for a backpack. They're looking for a basketball that they can display.
I'll tell you what, man, I'll give you $300 for it.
I got a kid coming out of school, Chum. I don't mean to put a pressure on, you know, knowing you and stuff, but
I gotta keep my job.
I get it, my brother. Can we go 450?
You go 350? I definitely can't go 450. I don't even know if I can go 400. I think 350. I'll tell you what, I can go 375. That leaves me with a room. Someone might not come in here and offer me 450 and my boss will come and take it.
All right, dude, I'll go with 375.
All right, it's a deal. All right, I gotta do the paperwork now. We'll take this with us.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks. So 375 is going to help get my son a car, and that's kind of what's the goal, is that we can put that toward it.
What do you got here?
I have here a pair of game-used autographed shoes by an NBA legend, Mr. Robert Parrish.
Del Robert Parrish.
Chief.
Four-time NBA championship.
Yes, sir.
3 with probably the best Celtics team ever, and 1 with the best Bulls team ever.
Yes, sir.
Must have been pretty cool to play with Larry Bird and Michael Jordan.
Should have been on my planet. I got the shoes when I was buying storage units here in the Las Vegas area. That was one of the great finds that I picked up out of the storages. I would like to get $38,000 out of the shoes. If I get the full $38,000, I'm going to go on a great vacation with my honey.
This is pretty cool, man. What exactly are they?
I believe they were definitely game worn. Did a little bit of research on them, matched them up. I actually saw photos of him in these shoes.
6'4", 87. That's what they lost in the Lakers.
Correct.
Robert Parrish, an NBA icon. He played 21 seasons. He was a 9-time All-Star. So to see something of his come in the shop is pretty cool. Do you have any paperwork?
Yes, I do. I have the PSA. Goes there. Authenticated.
This must be good. My buddy Steve Grant signed it. How much would you like to sell them for? That's the real question.
Well, there's only one pair like this. I'm asking $38,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's an investment.
Honestly, I don't even know if they're worth that, but I have a friend who would know, and he owns a sports shop right down the street. If you got some time, I'll call him and see if he can come down.
That'd be great.
All right, well, then you'll give him a call. I'll hang out right here.
Okay. I'm very excited to have the expert come in and take a look at my shoes. They just need to verify that they were actually used in a game.
I mean, Robert Parrish is one of the top 50 NBA players in history. He played more seasons than anybody else did. He played more games than anybody else did. With these shoes, we're dealing with the fact that they're autographed and the possibility that they're actually used in a game. They exhibit typical game use, just with all the scuffing. And anytime an athlete signs the inscription with a specific date, it's usually from something very important. So we have the date, which would be Game 2 of the NBA Finals. With Robert Parrish, I've seen a lot of his different shoes from different points in his career. But what I can tell you, these are exactly what he would have worn in the NBA Finals.
All right. Nice.
All right, well, what do you think it's worth?
He played 21 years. There's a lot of different shoes out there. What we're looking at here,
Ang may thermostat yan eh. Mas mainit yan yung settings mo isa sa temperature dito sa tatlo. Mabang ang pasan nyo.
these shoes are one of a kind and Celtic fan would
Hanggang
absolutely love to
mag-kick-in
have.
siya.
But, you know, with shoes, unless they came from Michael Jordan, you just don't see that kind of dollar.
Well, it looks like we're pretty far apart there. You were asking 38,000, and my guy tells me 1,200. So, with that said, really, I'm gonna max out at $800.
Pero,
I think they'll look good on my trophy wall.
You know what? I think you're right. Thanks for bringing that in.
Thank you. I figured that with it being Robert Parrish, there would be a lot more value there, so it is very disappointing.
Hey, how's it going, man? I've got something I want to look at. These are signed Baby Air Jordan shoes and a signed poster.
John, that Jordan's over here.
Oh, sweet. Are these the first Baby Jordans?
These were the first Baby Jordans.
Oh, wow.
It's funny, you're wearing the same shoes now. You're wearing Jordans back then, too.
Oh, yeah.
I got the item autographed by Michael Jordan after we played golf. At the time, I was not thrilled. My wife had just paid $50 for these shoes that were baby shoes. Had white shoes on with this and all. That's really cool, man. How'd you get these? I used to run golf and tennis events. And had Michael Jordan as my guest. He could really play. Did not know that. Great guy. And my wife bought these. And I said, Michael, you actually make royalty on baby shoes? And he very sheepishly went, yeah, I do. I said, you're signing this, Bill. And he did.
Well, that's pretty cool. You definitely got one hell of a story, buddy.
Michael, he's a true gentleman, very knowledgeable about the game and the ethics and conduct on the golf course.
This is one of those guys that, everything he has is going to be collectible. I mean, he was that dynamic of a player. Nike knew when they picked up Michael Jordan, it was going to be a success.
The shoe is just iconic. People my age grew up watching Michael Jordan play basketball in it. People my age grew up playing basketball in these shoes. Now when shoes like this come out, kids line up 2 or 3 days in advance outside the store to wait for them.
Yeah, they get $300 or $400 too.
I'm the shop's expert on Jordans. I've got about almost 70 pairs of my own foot, but I've never seen autographed baby Jordans. They're kind of awesome.
So you know about shoes or the baby Jordans or worth anything by themselves?
Video side is 10 or bigger, we're talking maybe just $5,000 just on the shoes. But baby Jordans, I've never seen a pair signed like this.
I would bet that these are the only baby Air Jordans that are autographed by Michael Jordan.
It's possible. I mean, this is the first pair I've ever seen. We get the adult ones all the time. Give me an idea of what you're looking to get out.
I was hoping to get $8,000.
If these signatures are legit, there's no question I do sell these. But I've got no idea what signed baby Jordan. There's nothing to compare it to.
Do you have any pictures or documents to back this thing up, or?
Unfortunately, we didn't take a picture of Michael signing the shoe.
You mind if I have somebody come down and check out the signatures for me?
Sounds fair to me.
Let me go get my copy, okay? I'll watch the Jordans for you. I have no problem calling in a second opinion.
I was there. It was done in front of me, so let it happen.
Michael Jordan, huh? That's what you guys call me about?
Yep, we got 3 signatures.
Wow. You guys know how great this guy was. I mean, probably one of the best players in NBA history. All these years leading up until '85, shoes were just plain. They were boring. They were white. And now along comes Michael Jordan. He added a lot of versatility to what he could do. Jordan was the king of all basketball autographs, and he still is to this day. Of course, autographs, they want Michael Jordan in their collections. What are your concerns?
Look, the guy's got a great story, but he's got absolute no proof.
Which should concern you. The one thing you have to know about Michael Jordan, one of the most forged autographs in all of sports history. Let's go ahead. These look to be the baby Air Jordan 3s. They came out about 1988, 89. If you want to compare the signatures to examples kind of from the same time frame. The one thing I really look for, he has a nice little hitch here on his H. And I see examples here where Michael Jordan really spells out his name, which is so rare for him to do, especially past the 1989 mark. And then again, with the O-R transition, same thing Jordan does here. I mean, after comparing everything, after looking at the examples, this is the real deal.
Okay. Oh, that's great. I feel like I'm vindicated because I didn't actually get a picture of it when it was happening.
So what's a Michael Jordan autograph going for these things?
Well, see, here's the thing. These are baby Jordans. I put the value of this piece right around $2,000 to $2,200.
Okay. Wow. That's disappointing, to say the least.
You have to remember, collectors really don't go out and look for baby Air Jordans. Collectors look for the full-size shoes.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Good luck.
I was very disappointed in the appraisal, but I have to live with that. He knows his business. You wouldn't go through that.
No, I wouldn't, man. I mean, the thing you gotta realize is Michael Jordan's not dead. He's got probably another 30 years to live. So that's a lot of signatures out there. Yeah, I'll give you my highest number first. It's gonna be like $1,500.
Could you go for 18?
I really couldn't, my man.
15 is a pretty good price, man. I mean, it's 3 Michael Jordan signatures, and the shoes ain't worth very much money.
Well, 1,500 it is. All right, yeah.
Shoutout po kay Miss Wari Villalobos. Kay Sir Roger Villaruel. Magandang gabi din po.
Truthfully, the way I feel right now, I'm ready to go back in there and grab and kill the deal.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening, man?
Got these old school
buddy who spends a whole bunch of money on this stuff, so give me a second. John, what's up? These are Jordan number 5s. I have 40 pairs of Jordans, that's it. Yeah, only 40 pairs.
Decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my 1990 Air Jordans. Not only they don't fit me, things are a little tight right now, and I'm looking to get a little extra money and pay a couple bills. These shoes are in mint condition, even though they're 20 years old, and I'm looking to get probably about $500 for them, I'm thinking.
Who'd you get these?
A buddy of mine gave them to me about a year back, owed me some money, said they were the original shoes from back when Jordan won the championship in '90.
Jordan definitely won the championship wearing the 5s. You know, this is one of the classic Jordans right here. They made the tongue out of 3M material. It's reflective. Jordan doing the flashing dunks he would do would be up in the air. Everyone snapping a picture and the tongue would glow.
Trump's brain doesn't work like most people's. I mean, it only seems to absorb information about video games, pinball machines, and basketball shoes.
Jordan 5 OGs, they can go for several $100. But I got some news for you. This isn't the shoe that came out in 1990. This shoe was actually released in 2009, 19 years later.
Kidding me? My buddy told me that these are real, man. How can you tell that they're not the...
It doesn't look like it, but this whole shoe is actually made out of reflective material.
Alright.
Do you have a camera on you? When you take a picture of it, it's easy to tell.
It's alarming how much you know about this. It really is. It's hard to get used to the idea that Chum actually knows something. I mean, normally he's as dumb as a pile of rocks.
So when you take a picture of them, and you'll see this whole shoe's made out of 3M. Only the tongue is supposed to flash out on the originals.
You know what, Joe? You're right. Wow. Unfortunately, man, I'm not a shoe store. If they were the original ones, I could probably see doing something, or Jordan wore them.
Whoa. This is still a very nice shoe.
You buy them out of your pocket then if you want.
How much you want for them?
I don't know, $100?
How about 50?
75.
75. Alright, deal. Show me the paperwork.
Man, I couldn't believe that the shoes weren't real. My buddy is going to get it for me. You know, I got something for them, but for the most part, I thought they were going to be worth a little bit more, and they weren't. So I'm a little disappointed. How can I help you, man?
I got a 1978 team autographed Harlem Globetrotters basketball and the game program.
Sweet. Did you get this signed yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 8 years old, waiting in the hallway to the locker room.
Okay, so you were like a kid in the hallway with Coca-Cola and the Mean Joe Brady.
Exactly. The coolest part about the Globetrotters is how much fun that they had. I tried to do some of their tricks back then, but it never worked. Looking so involved today because I'm more into hockey now, so I'd rather start collecting hockey stuff. Mallar, Sweet Lou, Curly Neal, Nate Branch.
That's really, really neat. I know they started off as a serious basketball team in the 1920s, and the stuff they did with the basketball was incredible. These guys would drop kick a basketball from half court and just squish it. Literally, when I was like 10 years old, every kid was trying to spin a basketball on their finger. You know, they were trying to do the whole, you know.
Even though the Harlem Globetrotters are not in the NBA, they're still probably the famous basketball team in the world.
But since they're not a professional team, I have no clue on what this is selling. How much did you want for it?
Well, I was looking at $1,000.
Yeah. Do you mind if I call my buddy? He's got a shop right down the street. He deals in all kinds of sports stuff. Can he take a look at it and maybe help us figure out the price?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. Hang out for a few minutes and we'll give him a call.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm definitely wondering how much the ball's worth, but I know that the signatures are absolutely real because I watched.
Shoutout po kay Sir Jovir Katakutan. Magandang gabi po sa inyo at kay Ike.
He's actually still a coach for the team.
And you also have the program?
Yeah, the program's with it. There's just so much more to the Globetrotters than associate with them. They've played in over 20,000 games, 150 countries. They've been ambassadors to Goodwill for the United States and travel all over the world. It's quite an amazing story. I mean, going back to the early days of the Globetrotters, the segregation and everything, you know, there's nothing else for black players to do for basketball. And the NBA wasn't even invented until the late 40s. Back then, if you weren't playing as a Globetrotter, you weren't anybody.
They're from Chicago, right?
They actually are from Chicago, which obviously the Harlem Globetrotters, everybody assumes they're from Harlem. But going back to the 20s, they started in a small ballroom in Chicago named the Savoy Ballroom. It was a group of 5 guys with their owner, Abe Saperstein.
Okay.
His father was a tailor, so they just arbitrarily picked New York and tailored it onto the uniform just to look good more matches. But they didn't actually play in Harlem until the 60s. In the beginning, it wasn't just all the animals like they do these days. These guys would go out there and look at play. And after a game where they had a pretty comfortable lead, they kind of started clowning around. Well, the crowd ate it up. So they started incorporating more and more comedy and antics as the years went on. And they added the names Harlem and Globetrotters, Harlem being the hotbed for African-American culture during the time. Globetrotters giving that international vibe. Even after the Minneapolis Lakers won the first NBA championship, they challenged them to a game and beat them. So even after the NBA formed, they're still the best team ever assembled on the hardwood.
So the big question, what's it worth?
What I can tell you is, from the balls I've seen from this period, these are all done by different guys. I mean, different slant flow, and pressures. These are all done with autographs, no doubt about it. So, what we're looking at here, all program included, is $300.
Thanks, man. For some reason I was thinking it would be more money, but
So was I.
You're hoping for a little more?
a lot of it more.
Yeah, a lot of bit more.
With the Harlem Globetrotters, they don't transcend well into the new generation. You know, these days everybody wants to collect the current NBA teams, and the Globetrotters simply don't have the market that they once had.
I'm thinking like $150.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. There's no way. I mean, I've seen these online with just metal art for $100. So,
Yeah. Well, remember, what you see online, that's what they're asking. That's not what they're getting. And I mean, I have to resell the thing. I mean, I could go $200 if you take that. But
yeah, I probably wouldn't take much less than like 8.
I wish we could do something. But if you change your mind down the road, maybe we could do some business.
Okay, sounds
We're
good.
good with that.
Thanks. If it's only worth $300, I'll probably put it in some kind of a case and keep it in the family. It's my ball and I had it done, so it's got a lot of sentimental value.
What do you have here?
I have something old and unique for you today. I have a pair of brass duck-foot pistols.
Oh wow, those are pretty cool.
These are Bowie pistols that were made for a British naval officer in the 18th century.
Mind if I grab one?
Go right ahead.
I see why they call them duck foot. Looks like a little duck foot. There, going through the water.
Malaki yan ah. Original pair of duck-foot pistols from the 18th century. I'm a gun collector, so
Asan mga boys natin? Dito nila na? Asya, uwian na. Tara, jangan na. Lumay. Pagod.
Steve Carell. The History Channel's Pawn Stars has been running for 20 seasons, and it's based in Vegas. The shop has played host to a huge number of celebrities, and on one of their episodes, the Pawn Stars get a visit from an A-list actor.
Steve Carell. He's shorter than that.
how do you know how tall Steve Carell is?
He just looks short.
He looks just like that. Go ask him.
All right, I'll ask him.
Who the hell's Steve Carell?
Are you Steve Carell?
No, I get that a lot.
Okay, yeah, I thought he was a little shorter.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? What do you mean a lot shorter? Everybody thinks I'm 5'8".
So you are Steve Carell?
No. Corey notices a window shopper customer who bears a striking resemblance to the Office star, Steve Carell. After a quick debate, Rick heads towards to meet Steve, who's very quick to show he's as funny in real life as he is in movies.
I would like to buy something. I've been looking for
Sabihin na ako pa naman.
the World War II driver's knife. Okay, I've been looking for a World War II driver's knife for a while. It's great because this thing's like multi-purpose. So it's a knife and a bottle opener and a corkscrew and a billy club. I know that's what you were going for. Oh, yeah, serrated. So what would a diver use this for? Cutting someone else's hair.
Yeah, for when they have diver wars.
I like that.
When Steve expressed he wishes to acquire a World War II diver's knife, Rick is more than happy to put the movie star through.
What's the going price on a diver's knife?
$2,500.
Okay. You know what? It's a little low. I will give you $4,000.
I should have known with a guy like Steve Carell, he'd take any opportunity just to mess with me. You know what? I'm going to play along. Go on, fine.
5,500.
$3,200 bucks is the deal.
6,000.
Marking his move to seal the deal on the item, Steve does not forget to play a quick joke on Rick, Mick Foley. A man walked into the gold and silver pawn shop looking to sell his vintage Dude Love t-shirt and Mankind mask that was signed personally by Mick Foley, the man behind the two personas.
Hello there. What do we got here?
I have a vintage WWE Dude Love shirt and a Mankind mask signed by Mick Foley.
That's really cool. Hold on 1 second. John. Yeah. There's some wrestling stuff over here.
What?
Wrestling stuff. Mankind. And some guy named...
After a brief lesson on Mick Foley by the enthusiast Chum Lee, Rick requests the seller's asking price.
For the vintage shirt, I like 300. For the autographed mask, I like 200.
Okay. The shirt looks a little bit different of a color than the one he would have wore in the ring. He wore one that was a little more blue. Obviously, I think we all know this isn't the one that Mankind would have wore because he had his own hair. But it's got his signature on it and it says, "Have a nice day." That's pretty cool. That's like his catchphrase.
Okay. He's not around. I can't get him to come down with that signature.
I think I got someone who can come down and take a look at this.
You know someone who can look at signatures?
Yeah, I know someone that can verify this signature.
Okay. Can you hang out for a little bit?
Absolutely.
All right, you want to get a hold of your guy?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
In the absence of the shop signature expert, Chum Lee offers to call in a friend to check if the signature is fake or not.
Hey guys, look who it is. How you doing? Mankind, aka Dude Love himself.
Okay, I didn't recognize you without the mask.
And there was none of this gray going on when I was beating Dwayne The Rock Johnson twice.
So, here's what I called you in about here. So this gentleman here had this really cool Dude Love shirt.
Yes.
And on this mask, it has your signature. So, do you remember anything about these masks at all?
In a very shocking turn of events, Chum Lee invites Mick Foley himself to have the autograph verified.
Something they would have sold at like a wrestling event?
They would not have been sold at the events, but as a Halloween costume.
Oh, okay.
So I actually trick-or-treated as myself with that mask. Nobody knew it was me.
Do you want to take a look at this signature right here? I thought it was really cool because it says, "Have a nice day," and I imagine you write that often, but do you, or is that a little special?
I do write "Have a nice day," and that's definitely my handwriting. I don't know what it's worth, but I can tell you for a fact that that's my signature.
Having confirmed the validity of the mask, Mick turns to the shirt while the seller looks on with bated breath.
I remember the one you would have worn was slightly a different color, but more of a blue.
What's blue on there? One of the things about this shirt is it was a very limited run because the tie-dye was very expensive to make, and they couldn't promise that every run would look exactly like the original, and that's why this one has far more green in it. I have seen knockoffs, but this looks legit, and this is definitely one of the first Dude Love shirts.
Told you I had a guy that could come down and verify this.
With the WWE star out of the shop, Rick proceeds with the negotiation.
Hope you liked the surprise.
That was awesome.
So, what do you think? About 200 for the pair?
Yeah, 200 for the pair. You do any better? 210?
Gandang gabi din po, Sir Michael Alfonso at kay Sir Joe Javier.
That's worth just me keeping it at this point.
Well, sorry that backfired on you, Rick.
Alright, well anyway, change your mind, come back in. Okay. Well, have a nice day.
No, have a nice day.
That's what I said, I said, have a nice day.
Too serious. Have a nice day. Make an exit like this.
The seller eventually decides to keep the item, a decision majorly influenced by his meeting the celebrity, Stan Lee. Chumley also has the fortune of meeting the king of cameos on another episode of the Pawn Stars. A customer stops by the shop with his...
The Zara Midnight Last Flash Sale. It's a last flash party every midnight. 10 to 90% off of gardening, meal.
with his original Spider-Man comic strip, which he purchased from John Romita.
A piece of original artwork from Marvel Comics, Spider-Man.
Mind if I turn it around?
Yeah, absolutely. 40 years old. It was a comic strip printed for the newspapers back in 1977.
Alright, the Amazing Spider-Man. It's pretty racy, actually. You have Mary Jane in the bathtub, and
40 years ago.
looks like she's inviting Spider-Man over for a little extracurricular activity.
Having gained interest in the item, Chumley requests to know how he came to have the item in his possession.
The signature's on there.
Well, when I bought this from Mr. Romita, they had him sign it for me, so I got his signature right away. And about 20 years ago at a show, Stan Lee was there, and I met him then. I brought this with, and he signed it for me then.
With that out of the way, Chumley jumped straight to the asking price.
So what would you like to do with it?
Well, my wife has an upcoming surgery scheduled, and I could use a little bit of money for the family, so I thought I'd bring it in and see if you're interested.
Okay. How much do you want for this?
Well, I've been the only owner of it for decades. I estimate it between the $8,000 to $10,000 range.
Okay. Before I pay that kind of money for it, I'm gonna need to get it authenticated. These are two iconic signatures. This is an iconic comic. I mean, it's Spider-Man, and I mean the strip itself is pretty freaking cool. When you think of Spider-Man, you don't really think of this type of artwork or this type of conversation. I think there's someone that can help us in town right now. You want to meet me down at the Marvel Avengers station?
Sure.
Perfect.
The price tag on the item is higher than Chumley expected, which suggests he has to have it checked first. His answer to this? A trip to the Marvel Avengers station in Las Vegas.
Hey, how you doing? Are you just cutting everyone? No. I know. All right, you brought it. So, how much do you want for this again?
I was looking to get $10,000 for it.
You know, if he authenticates it as real, I think I could pay you like $3,500 for it. I don't think it's worth quite $10,000. Maybe on a good day.
At their destination, Chumley quickly makes his bid for the item before it gets authenticated.
Come on. I'll tell you what. Take it 8,000.
How about 4,200? I mean, that's a lot of money. And
With the snappy banner from Stanley, come on. Rock bottom off for 5,000.
you know, even if I buy this from you, I still have to get it authenticated. All right, if he says it's real, I'll do 5,000. We'll do him a shake on a deal. All right. Hopefully he says it's real.
After their brisk negotiation, an awestruck Chumley and the seller both get to meet the legend Stan Lee, with hopes of him helping to check the signature on the item.
Glad to see you.
What brings you in town?
Oh, well, they hadn't seen me in a long time, and I couldn't deprive the people of Las Vegas
Yeah, Las Vegas.
from seeing me.
What's this pin you have on here?
That's my respect. And the whole purpose of it is to try to get the people of different colors to start respecting each other more, and instead of hostility, to have friendship. And I'm doing my best, and I hope others will wear the pin and do their best.
I like that. I feel like I've always got that message to your comics anyways.
Try.
With Stan Lee helping with the authentication, Chumley sets his mind at ease.
If you notice that signature.
Have a special lens. Good. Yeah. That's my signature.
So that is your signature, huh?
Oh, no doubt about it. Who's in it? Yours? You're a lucky guy.
Hey, we'll appreciate it.
It was a pleasure seeing you. Good luck to you. Frame it carefully.
Stanley has authenticated the piece.
5,000. 5,000. All right, it's a good deal.
And I've made my deal with Chumley. All in all, meeting both of the leagues has really been a great day for me.
As soon as Stan Lee confirms the validity of the item, the two parties seal the deal. Dana White. On the 17th episode of season 15 of the show, Chumley and Corey get to meet the president of the UFC, who is on the lookout for a sword to occupy his weapon room in his home in Las Vegas.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing, buddy? Good.
Hey, Dana, how you been?
Good. How you doing?
Just imagining what it would be like to play with this knife Rick won't let me touch.
That's why I'm here. I'm building this weapons room in my house, and what I'm really looking for today is the sword.
Corey and Chumley show him their assortment of antique swords.
Yeah, I'm pulling a few down. This one's from the Civil War, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got? This one's the most comfortable out of all.
Dana White eventually set his eyes on a fully restored 15th century samurai sword, which belongs to Rick.
Do you have any samurai swords in your collection?
I have some swords, but no real ones.
You know what? We have a samurai sword over here, and we can trace it all the way back to the samurai family.
That's perfect.
Yeah?
Show me that one.
Alright.
What sword are you talking about?
The one your dad said don't sell.
Now I really find it.
Right over here in this case.
Shoutout po kay Sir Jerome Tatuarts Montemayor from Pangasinan. Magandang gabi po.
That's beautiful.
After a brief history lesson on the sword, Chumley gives his price.
I know, but I wanted to give him a little history before I just drop a price on him. Because something like this is $40,000.
That's not the price?
That's the price, $40,000, and they are very hard to come by.
Right. I'll give you 28,000.
Man. I started a little high, so I had a room to negotiate, but I think 35 is about where I'm sitting.
The price of the sword comes out to be $40,000, which might be chump change to the UFC, who makes a salary in the 8-figure range. But being a businessman, he quickly pushes in for negotiation.
I'll go 30.
Don't look at me, man. This is your big deal.
30,000, huh?
I'll tell you what. I'll take this for 30,000, and I'll buy every one of those swords that you showed me over there, too.
So another 30,000 for the other swords.
It's all on you, buddy.
You know what? That's a deal I can't refuse. Alright, it's gonna take me a little while to package everything up, so can you come back in a little while?
With Dana purchasing the samurai sword and the rest of the swords on the shelf, Chumley and Corey get busy packing it all up until they get confronted by a very furious Rick.
What's up?
Why is my sword out here? You know you're not allowed to play with it.
First off, that's no longer your sword. I sold it.
What do you mean you sold my sword?
Rick, first off, we gotta get over this ownership thing. It's not yours anymore.
It was bought by the store. It was paid to be refurbished by the store. This store sold the sword for $30,000 plus an additional $30,000 worth of stuff. Is the customer still here? Yeah. Why don't you go tell him you can't buy it? I will. See if you can kick his ass for it.
Hey, Rick, bring me my commission back.
Rick, upon meeting Dana, changed his tone. He throws his pitch for another sword he recently acquired.
I have another sword I just bought. You want to see that one?
Yeah.
Now this one's pretty amazing. I mean, it's not as old as the other sword, but this one belonged to a Japanese lord. And I was going to ship it off to Japan. So if you want to take it to Japan and wait 2 years to get it back, you can. Probably be between $6 and $10 grand to get it fixed.
Managing to attract Dana's interest, Dana White asks for the price.
That one I'll take 10 grand for. It literally belonged to a lord in the Japanese Civil War. It's sort of their version of like General Grant's sword.
Got it. Well, I just bought half the swords in the place.
Yeah. For 8? Can we do 9?
Yeah, I'll give you 9 for it.
Sweet. Cool, man.
After all said and done, Dana walked out of the pawn shop with a $69,000 receipt. Bob Dylan. On one of the earlier seasons of Pawn Stars, Chumley got the chance to meet one of the most reclusive music legends. Here's how it all started.
Got an old Bob Dylan album here. Okay. The portrait cover's in great shape. I mean, it is 40 years old. That's not
customer walked in with the hope of selling his Bob Dylan album since he didn't have the necessary tools to listen to it.
In pretty good shape.
Magandang gabi din po, Sir Mark N. Manabat at kay Jazz 14 Plus. Jazz Tattoo ng Muntinlupa City.
The album is in great shape. Even though it's not one of his most iconic works, I can still sell it to a collector. But the price has to be right. This isn't a first pressing of the debut album.
A quick look through the album confirms everything's in place. Rick sets a negotiation in motion.
Was thinking maybe like 150.
I mean, there's one teeny little tear, and there's a little bit of staining on it.
The seller asked for a
Ito, magkano mo na pinay sa'yo? Magkano ba? Magkano ba ang ano sa 799 na yata? $749. Yata.
for $150, but with the tears and stains on the album cover, Rick offers less.
I looked online and I see these going for 100 or 150, and they look in pretty similar condition.
You get like 150 to beautiful shape, pristine. This is not pristine. There's problems with it.
They should do like 85.
I'll go $50. I'm going to sell it for $75.
Ang liit na kasi yung ano, yung 44. Parang pang babae mo.
Okay.
With the album finally in Rick's grasp, he tasked Chung Lee with finding Bob Dylan, who was in town for a concert, to get his autograph.
So far, so good.
You know where he's at?
Do you know if Bob Dylan might be around here? You gotta get this signature.
Chung Lee, being the goofball that he is, walks around the streets of Las Vegas till he eventually finds the singer.
How you doing? Okay. I was wondering if I could trouble you for a signature here. This is your album, right?
I think I see that. I don't have a pen.
Well, you brought one with me.
Oh. How did you find me here?
I knew you were doing a show, and I just figured I'd walk around until I found you.
Oh. But that's
I got lucky.
I guess so, yeah. So, anything else you want me to say?
Just make it out to Chumley, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
So really need a lot from my boss.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dillon.
Good luck to you.
Chung Lee, having proved successful in his venture, headed back to the shop with the album signed to his name.
All right.
This is awesome.
Rick's gonna be so happy. I did it, Rick.
You did it?
Got Bob Dylan's signature.
Let me see it.
Here, check it out. It's a little higher than where you wanted to sign, but should be all right to find it.
To Chumley Bob Dylan. Is this a joke?
No, that's his signature. That's my name, to Chumley, Bob Dylan.
I just want Bob Dylan to sign it. Just Bob Dylan.
Although Chung Lee earned Rick's ire, he won himself a meeting with Bob Dylan and an autograph.
The guy just pulled in the parking lot with a boat he wants to sell. So Chum and I are going to go check it out. Wow.
Oh.
So what do you have here?
It's a 1958 Seaflight Glastron.
Damn, they wanted this thing to look like a 57 Chevy, didn't they?
Sure did.
Is it a convertible?
I came down to the pawn shop today to sell my 1958 Glastron Seaflight. I have another project in mind, and it happens to be another big thin boat. I'd like to get $10,500 for that boat because you couldn't find another boat like that.
Do you know any history on it?
This boat was made in 1958 by a fledgling company named Glastron. There's probably only 150 of these boats left.
That's neat. It was 1958, and everyone loved the style of the 57 Chevy, so let's come out with a boat that looks like a 57 Chevy. This Chevy 150, they had one paint scheme they called the Black Widow. Normally I don't buy boats They're money pits. But this thing is cool. It looks just like the 57 Chevy I got for the old man's birthday. It's definitely tempting because it's an iconic look. In 58, the space race was just starting, and everything had fins. Anything they could make rocket-like was cool at the time.
This thing's supersonic?
No, it's not supersonic. This thing probably did 30.
It's got 80 horses behind it.
Does it work?
Okay.
All right.
Ever smash this thing out on the lake?
I don't know what you mean by smash.
Drive it like a rocket.
This glass trunk boat is awesome, but boats are tough to sell, so it has to be a home run. I mean, you got all the original chrome and everything seems to be here. Yeah, this was an affordable family boat.
But do you know why?
Because it was a little 17-foot boat.
No, because it was fiberglass. No more wood boats. Wood boats were moving out.
Yeah.
Fiberglass is coming in.
Ooh, school's in session. You discussed school.
Sorry, dude.
So what do you want to do with it?
I want to sell them.
How much did you want for it?
10-5.
This is my problem with it. It's like lipstick on a pig. I mean, we have a terrible paint job, okay? It doesn't have the original motor.
Okay, I realize all the flaws with this boat. That's not the point. Is just the styling, and can you even find one?
The thing is,
Find one.
but it's still all about making money, and there's no money here for me. I mean, I wish I could do something. It's just, I don't even want to make you an offer. There's too much work that's got to be done for me to make anything.
Okay,
All right?
that's fine.
Well, thanks for bringing it in, though, man.
He was basically insulting me with the paint thing, the petty stuff, you know? That's a good-looking boat. This guy doesn't...
What's going on, son?
I've got a Hudson Bay Gorget made probably around the 1700s.
Hey, Rick.
What's up?
Want to go for 4 days.
Came into the pawn shop today to see if I could sell my Hudson Bay Gorget. Hudson Bay is one of the oldest companies in the world.
So what do we have here? It's you again. What do we have? It's you again. What do we have? Well, obviously it's a mace. Put that down gently. Will do. Okay. Do you know much about it?
Yeah, I think it's probably from about 1550, 1560.
This is really intriguing. This is like one of the oldest weapons there is, and it worked. Really, we're talking 1500s. I mean, they still wore armor. Just swinging this on someone's head.
Good evening din po, Sir Romel Dinglasan. Si Jumel Tattoo from Sinilawan, Laguna. Shoutout din po kay Ryan T at kay Lednel Patrick Elasak. Magandang gabi po. PM lang po kayo dito sa page. Brand ng Ink, World Famous Tattoo Inks, mga sir. Sir Pedro E.
That's one day report. I mean, this right here is the equivalent of a bullet hitting you on the head. It's hundreds of thousands of pounds of force right there. Hit someone in the chest, on the ribs, they're gonna break ribs. Hit someone in the leg, they're gonna go down. Hit someone in the head, you're gonna kill them. I love how old weapons like this come to shop. They not only appeal to weapons collectors, but just average guys love these things and buy them. They're just awesome. What do you want for it?
Yeah, I was thinking about 3,800.
You have to pay for it.
Unfortunately, I don't have any provenance of it other than, as it sits here.
Okay.
I know it's real.
I like it, but I would like someone to look at it that knows a little bit more than I do. So I'm gonna call my buddy Craig.
Oh, no. What? Can't we just do a deal?
This guy and Craig disagree on price a lot. Both of them know a lot about weapons, but I always have to side with the guy not trying to get a lot of money out of me.
Nice to see you. Yeah, good to see you too.
Nice. Pretty amazing though. I'm assuming it's an old base. I don't know if this is 200 years old. I don't know if this is 600 years old.
Very interesting. I will tell you, when you look at a piece of armor or a weapon like this, there's always going to be a chance that it's a very well-made Victorian era reproduction. So, is this one of those, or is it a weapon? The number one thing to look at is that this is hollow. You can tell it's not solid. And why is that? Okay, a heavier weapon you think is a better weapon, but no. A weapon you can swing faster is a better weapon. It's why big swords, medieval swords, are light. Just the faster you can swing a weapon, the more damage it's going to do. It's physics.
You have an idea where it was made?
It's probably Italian or Spanish, and I don't think you're going to find a proof mark of any kind here, because remember, this was mass-produced. Another thing, too, when you look at this piece, look at this pit. You've got big pits, little pits, pits within pits. So this has been around, and it's been cleaned a lot. And yes, this is old. I would place this 1500s. This is a weapon, not a wall hanger, and that's what you want. We agree for once. We're gonna bury the hatchet and go clubbing.
So what's it worth?
All right. I can tell you exactly what it's worth. $2,500. I disagree. It's worth more than that. They could go as high as 4,000. I mean, you're right. I'm still going to value it at 2,500. Doesn't mean you're not going to get 35. You might not be able to sell it for 2. It does display really well. It's a nice piece. Here's the real story. Craig's not coming in to help me make money. He's there representing the pawn shop. What's the difference? I show up with my friend. He says it's worth $5,000. Okay. Thanks, man. Rick, pleasure. I try to say, what's this going to auction for on a reasonably good day? And in this case, I've seen several maces like this go for right around $2,500. So in this case, it's easy.
All right. Hey, what's your best price on it?
I'd like to get about $3,500 for it.
I'll give you $1,800 for it. It's like my top dollar. I might go for more, I might go for less. I think it's really, really cool. I really like it.
Do you want it?
Well, I want it.
Let's do $2,900 and call it a day.
I'll give you $2,000.
$2,750.
I'll go $2,000.
27.
$2,000.
I gotta have more than $2,000.
The number one thing you have to learn when you're in this business, if the price ain't right, walk away.
Well, give in a little bit. We got a deal.
Tell you what, I'll give you $2,100. I will give you a penny more.
22.
2,100.
22.
No.
21.
Okay.
Grab yourself a mace.
Let's walk up front and we'll write this thing up.
The only reason I can sell it for $2,100, I don't particularly have that much in it. If he's just buying it for resale, I understand the man's got to make a little bit of a profit.
So what do we got here? Holy cow. cannon. This one got me a good time right here. All right, well, let's blow something up.
Shoutout po kay Sir Alvin Tor, Jasmine Bueno. Magandang gabi po sa inyo at kay Sir Enzo.
So this is cool. What do we got here? I have the cannon that Higgins used in Magnum PI. What's Magnum PI? Really, dude? Magnum PI was a show.
PM lang po kayo, Sir Enzo.
Giant house owned by some mysterious rich dude. Higgins lived there too.
Voltahe po 7 volts mga sir.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I called the guys down from the pawn shop today to check out my antique cannon. They always bring big bucks at the auction. I'm looking to get 50 grand today, and the lowest at this point might be 30.
In the 1890s, let's say a guy had a 150-foot yacht, you wouldn't want to have a little toy cannon on there. It would look silly. So you have this.
So this was just used to signal people, or?
Yeah, it was never intended to shoot anything.
Okay.
This thing is awesome. You just don't see them this big because how many 200-foot yachts were there back then? Not a whole lot.
All right, so how did you get this thing?
I picked it up from another collector friend of mine,
Okay.
and I have pictures of the Canon Magnum PI.
Magnum PI was an iconic show back in the 1980s. Rick?
Look at this.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, good.
What's it like to work with Burt Reynolds?
Who?
Burt Reynolds. Magnum PI.
I'm not Higgins, and that was Tom Selleck.
This is really unusual. I love antique guns that were used in TV shows, and Magnum PI was huge in the 80s. But even if collectors don't care about the TV angle, they'll love this cannon.
It was originally a muzzle loader, and Strong cut their breech on it and put it on their carriage.
If this is a Strong, they are the #1 as far as collectability for this type of a cannon.
So we got like the Cadillac of cannons here, right?
The Cadillac.
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you mind if my buddy Sean checks it out? Anything old arms, old armor, anything like that, he knows.
Sure.
Okay. It's just a couple things that I need to look at.
Things can really go wrong with a piece like this. So Sean really needs to check it out, just to make sure this thing isn't too good to be true.
This is the marking you want to see. Strong Manufacturing, New Haven, Connecticut, USA. It's kind of rubbed out, but right between this arc and the bottom is a Federal Eagle stamp, which is synonymous with that marking.
So do they just put this apparatus on the back of it, or did they do anything else to the cannon?
Chances are they probably would have sleeved the interior just for added strength. This is a nice quality piece. It's rare because of the size, and very, very collectible because of the Strong conversion.
Okay. So what do you think it's worth?
Minimum 20,000, maybe to 40,000. The other part of it is it has provenance from being on television shows. That adds a premium, but the only place to really maximize is an auction because of the exposure. All you need are 2 people that want this item bad enough, and even if, let's say, the auction estimate is 20 to 40, they may take it to 80 or 100.
Yeah.
You know, you just never know.
Yeah.
All right, so after hearing all that, how much you want for it?
Tell you what, let's breech load it up, fire it off, and then we'll talk.
Sounds good to me. All right, let's shoot it real quick. It'll be fun.
Well, he was saying $20,000 to $40,000, and it was a low estimate. If I haven't sold these guys on this cannon yet, wait till they see it after we fire it. How you doing, sir?
What can I do for you, sir?
I got something I don't want to put him on.
Rick. Corey. John Wayne. Hey, Trav. Where the hell's everybody at?
I think we need to go look at a cannon or something.
I like cannons myself. Yeah, kids. Went out to fire a cannon. They know I like to fire cannons, so.
Cannon?
Yeah. I'm gonna kill Corey.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we gonna fire this thing?
Let's do it.
All right, load her up. Let's keep a good distance, and I don't want anybody standing directly behind the breech. If this thing were to come off, it's going to come off straight. Being now over 100 years old, that's going to be the weakest point. All right, let's do it.
Do it up, Higgins.
yata.
Unbelievable how loud this thing is. I want this cannon. That was really nice. That was really cool. But let's talk some money. How much you want for it?
Can we start at 60,000?
You can start anywhere you want. Mega PI is cool, but if you want cash now, 12 grand is what I'm paying you for it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty light. How about you get me closer to 40?
I look at it, if I pay you cash, I take all the risk, I bring it to auction.
Yeah.
What I get is what I get.
Yep. It is one of a kind.
It's rare.
There'll never be anything like it again.
But I have to look at it from a financial point of view, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you 15 grand.
Oo, talaga.
I'm willing to come down to 35. That's my number.
Okay na. Tatuan na lang, tsaka renta. May renta pa dito.
You know, it's cool, dude, but, I mean, we're just not going to be able to make a deal.
That's all right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for showing it to me. Thanks for shooting it.
That was awesome.
He made a big mistake. He could have made a ton of money. I think he's calling me like a dumbass.
Paano mo pinopromote mo lang sa talagang binabanggit mo sa sa mga vlogs mo sa post?
That was a ball, guys. That was unbelievable.
That was fun.
Pizza for everyone.
Nice. We got some pizza?
Sweet, I'm starving. I bet they're real hungry after playing around in the desert with cannons. Hey, back off, Ricky.
Back off what?
Back off the pizza. Antoine, you can have a slice. The old man always gets the last laugh. Proud boy to get a slice. Don't shrug your shoulders at me. Y'all went out and shot a cannon. I wasn't invited. I bought pizza for the crew. You ain't invited. I didn't order enough for y'all.
Well, there's still 2 slices left.
Tough. Y'all get back to work now.
He's just a bitter old man. Trying to go order a pizza. So Corey and I are currently meeting with this guy at a local shooting range who's got an antique mountain cannon. He wants $50,000 for it, which might be a crazy price. Fortunately, Alex is going to meet us out here, and he's going to clear all this up for us.
Wow, that is good looking. The sort of the nickname for these are called screw guns, because this big collar here, this part comes off, and the whole thing unscrews, so the muzzle and the breech become 2 pieces. So you could put them on mule trains and get them up into the mountains and set up your gun in under 10 minutes and be firing. Now these are really rare. Fewer than 200 of these were made. They had a very short window, about 1901, 1902, and then they were obsolete because this whole system back here is friction prime, which was an archaic way of making this gun fire, developed in 1863. But, I mean, this is a beautiful, beautifully maintained cannon. Here is the original data plate. So, yeah, it is dated 1902. So, the way the law is in the United States, if it's made after 1898, typically a cannon would be considered an explosive device and would be regulated. This is not, because of that friction prime system. Because it's such an archaic system, this is still considered an antique. And so you can certainly buy it if you like it. There's nothing legally stopping you from doing that. Do you mind if I open up the breech door and take a look? I mean, the board's really nice. It's maintained well. There is pitting, but you can still see all the lands and grooves quite crisply. I don't see any reason why we couldn't fire it if you're up for it. Let's do it. I'm down.
I'd love to shoot it.
Yeah, I think it would be really fun. And if you want to sell this, you need to show collectors that it can fire, because these things are really fun to shoot. Let's do it.
All right.
I'll go back to my shop and start getting ready.
You grab some stuff for it? We'll go have lunch. Meet you back here in 2 hours?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I'm hoping it's going to fire. It's maintained well, so we'll see how it goes.
So we're gonna fire this thing?
We are gonna fire it. I got supplies for it, and I even found this old antique shell, which has an original copper ring on it. The copper ring is softer than the rifling inside the barrel, and it'll spin it better, so it's more accurate. To that end, I set up an old wine barrel, and I put some special stuff inside, so if I hit it, you'll get to see what's in there.
Okay, so load the thing up. I can't wait.
All right. So the targets today are wooden wine barrels, and I have rigged them with explosives, and I haven't really told the guys that. So if we hit it, if I'm accurate with this thing, it's gonna go boom. So I put the projectile in. Now I made some powder packs. This is filled with black powder. I'm gonna close the breech. This is a friction primer. This is exactly what they would have used in 1902, and they would have done this exact process with a lanyard. All right, it's loaded.
Okay, so at this point, it'll shoot or blow up, right?
Exactly. Fire in the hole!
What, we got like 15, 20, yeah.
We had at least 20 feet, right? That was neat.
Well, it works. That is called shrapnel. I got to admit, you're cool. Okay, so tell me, what is this thing worth?
I think in this condition, doing what it can do and how beautifully restored it is, anywhere 35, 40,000.
Okay. So will you take 20 grand for it?
Can you do 25? Yes, absolutely. We can do 25.
You know, let's blow something up with this cannon. Give the guy the 25, man. Okay. 25 grand.
Can we blow up one more thing?
As long as I get to pull the trigger.
Well, you guys don't know if we have another barrel.
I know you, and I know we do.
We absolutely do.
I'm really happy with the 25. He was just in the storage unit collecting dust. That's totally okay.
Thanks so much for selling me this thing, man. Okay. Thanks, Alex. This is great.
You're welcome. I'm going to take the money from the sale and just put it in the savings and hang on to it.
Holy cow. A cannon.
It's always been towards field artillery. Most of them were in the 90s, about 10 years ago. And that's
Meron ginagamit sa US. Parang lotion siya, pero pang-natin talaga.
First thing we always have to do
to sell it. If they pawn it, we take it as collateral, loan the money against it, and they can pick it up later. If they sell it,
Ointment. Pero parang nasa ointment tube siya, pero lotion siya. Pang-tattoo talaga yung binibigyan ng ano.
Okay.
Nakalimutan ko
they say it was used in the Indian Wars. The Battle of Wounded Knee, they say.
Before today, I thought I'd seen it all. But a cannon, I mean, what can I say? So what kind of use have you done with it? I mean, have you like...
It just sits in my front room. Just like a painting.
I love it.
I have to face the front door for anybody who wants to come in.
Without a doubt, I'm interested in this camera, but there is so much I have to find out about it before I even attempt to make an offer. So you know if this thing works?
Well, I've never fired it. I'm not a power technique expert, but I believe it will.
Okay. You know what caliber it is?
Well, they call it a 2-pound Hotchkiss. I would assume that would be the weight of the shell, the 2 pound.
Well, I know that land guns are supposed to be measured by the diameter of the barrel, and only sea guns are supposed to be measured by how many pounds the ball weighs.
That's new to me.
Yeah, that's...
I'm a collector.
Okay, so what do you look at?
Well, I paid $20,000 10 years ago. I'm assuming at least $30,000.
Break mo muna. Break time tayo saglit mga sir. Babaliks.
I'm afraid it might be reproduction or something like that. I don't know if it fires.